You know, as golfers, we get to play the greatest of games, and sometimes we have a chance to play the greatest of courses. This has been that time when we got a chance to play Highlands Links here on Cape Breton Island, a fantastic Stanley Thompson designed layout that in my mind is one of the truly special golf courses you'll have a chance to play. As part of the Essential Destination team, we have found a spot that is essential to any visit to Cape Breton Island. A course that winds and zigzags its way through a national park, which is a pretty rare thing, lush, kind of wild, challenging, with design features that you will really not find in too many places, especially in this country. It's a fantastic opportunity to play a course that was designed with great vision and is being brought back to the original specs that were laid out in 1941 by the iconic architect Stanley Thompson. Highlands Links, a course I will personally never forget. I am thrilled to be standing out here on the deck at Highlands Links in Nova Scotia, Cape Breton Island, and I'm here with the operations manager, Graham Hudson. Graham, Nova Scotia means New Scotland.
Correct.
I know you know that. I was just kind of telling our viewers. This is a perfect day, as far as I'm concerned, when you're representing the old Scotland, the new Scotland, to be standing out here, foggy day, a little bit of drizzle, and a spectacular course called Highlands Links. Now, you're the operations manager. Tell me what it's like to be out here on a morning like this, the kind of feeling that you have looking out over a course that's rated in the top 100 courses in the world.
It gives me like chills on a morning like this, because it's probably very reminiscent of what it was like in 1941. And Mr. Thompson, he had to wander around on these properties to find these holes back in 35, 37, 39 to decide what he was going to do. And it just gives that feeling on a morning like this, as opposed to any other place that might be around here.
Now, you mentioned Mr. Thompson. For those of you that don't know, he's referring to Stanley Thompson, an iconic, literally legendary architect, one of the founders of the American Society of Golf Course Architects, and a mentor to so many other amazing architects. So his lineage and what he means to the game, just coming every morning, must have something that makes you feel pretty good too.
Well, it does. To be associated with that, to have that as a track record to be part of is really important. And as a Parks Canada, we clearly recognize that as the Government of Canada made him a person of national historic significance, and that's quite a tribute. There's not a lot of that done in this country, and he is one, and we have his plaque actually here at this golf course, as opposed to some of the other 127 golf courses that he made. So we think we're the focal point of Stanley Thompson.
Well, we have a little bit of a different connection to golf courses down in the States, and you mentioned something about parks and the government being involved. That's something in our country that we're not really used to. Just explain a little bit about the connection between Highland Links and Highland.
We're a very unique golf course in that we are owned and operated by the federal government of Canada. There are a number of other golf courses in the country on parkland, but they've been all leased out or private management. But this golf course has been in the park system since 1941. It's just been an icon in the community. It's very entrenched in the community, and the park has basically decided to maintain it up to the standard that it should be, and we're very proud of the park system.
So when I want to go back to something that you mentioned earlier about 1941, that's when the course opened. One of the things that I find fascinating here is that you've literally had a chance that most golf courses and people who play it don't have a chance to do, and that is to be a part of bringing back a golf course to the original specs. And when I say original, I'm talking really original, not just getting around. And to watch that whole process, and you're on the verge of it being pretty much back to exactly where it was in 1941, right?
That's exactly right. We've undertaken a master plan back in 2008 to do just that, just to go, because it's the park system again, we have such an archive system that we have all the documents, all the pictures and everything. So our specialist, Ian Andrew, was able to access all that, and so he's been able to come, and we have, up to this point, we have all 18 holes done except one. We left to do Mucklemouth. Megan will do her in September.
It's easy for you to say.
Yeah, exactly. But all the other bunkering now is all back to the exact original size, shape, location. I mean, he followed the pictures, and then he'd sand probe, and he could just hit exactly the shape. And now he's also taken every green. All the greens are all original except 13. The only change in 13 is that it was raised 2 feet because it was so much of a punch bowl it wouldn't drain. But the size and shape is the same. And all the other greens now have, over the years, over the 70-odd years, kind of shrunk or changed shape and you lost pin placement. Now they're all right back to where they are. So the biggest thing on the restoration that we continue to do is bringing back the views. This golf course was mostly farmland and we had tremendous views. 5 years ago you would have only saw the ocean maybe on 4 holes. Today you can see them probably on 11, and by the time we're finished you'll probably see the ocean on probably 14 holes, which is really changes the dynamic of the game because it opens up the wind, but it also helps us with our turf growth. I mean, we get sunlight, we get fresh air, and it's bringing back the course exactly the way it was, and that, as you say, you don't get that opportunity every day.
No, well, Stanley Thompson actually called it the mountains and the ocean course.
That's correct.
So, and we're here at a part of it where you just kind of get a glimpse and a feeling of what we're talking about here on the opening hole and the beautiful 18th hole, and to be able to participate in a course that had that much vision, because when even just reading about it before we actually got here, I was struck by how much of a specific vision Stanley Thompson had when he came and saw the land and got it where he wanted it.
He was an interesting entrepreneur because what he really did is that was the Depression era, and he went to the Prime Minister and said, you know, you give me the money, I'll take 200 men and a steam shovel and I'll create jobs and I'll create you something that you just will not believe. And that's what he did. He came and he saw the farmlands and he walked it and he was able to visualize, as you say. How he was able to do that is beyond me, but it's cause when you look at some of the holes like 13 and 5 and stuff like that, like who in their right mind would think that'd be a golf hole, but now they turned out to be just fabulous golf holes.
Well, one of the other great points that you just brought up is we're all wondering where jobs are coming from and how we can get people to work, and the fact that it was a works project at that point says something to me. I wish we had the same spirit and the same ingenuity to say, let's do something like this, you know, anywhere, the States, here, any place.
True, and yes, it is, and that is a benefit to this area, obviously, the work. But the significance of that job is the connection. Those 200 men, pretty much every employee we have now on the golf course is a descendant, either a grandson or a granddaughter of all the original landowners and/or the people that actually built the course. So they've got a real sense of ownership, which makes my job really easy in that sense, because they just take charge and they go, and it makes life much better.
Well, it's fantastic, and I know that you, as the operations manager, we've been around you for a couple of days now, and you have a fantastic spirit also when you show people around and you talk about it. We really get a sense of it, so
I'm
we're thrilled.
A little passionate, maybe, just a little, but I mean, and why wouldn't you be?
Absolutely,
and why would,
totally agree.
I mean, you don't have, there's no need to fake it. I mean, we're pretty proud of what we got. I mean, we've had our rough times in the past, but I think we're now on the right track, and as we continue to do the tree clearing, the turf gets better, Ian finishes up his bunkering, and then the island itself is just coming together as a golf destination with Cabot Links coming on board and maybe another course there. It starts that cluster of very unique golf courses, not just your old cookie cutter ones. It's a reason to come here, and we support them and they support us, and I think it's going to work very nicely for all of us.
Well, it's fantastic. The word experience can be overused when it comes to playing golf courses, but this truly is an experience, and we're thrilled to have gotten a chance to play it.